Do you want to know some ways to support your mental health as an entrepreneur? Because I know that running your own business and being an entrepreneur is honestly like riding an emotional roller coaster every single day. One day you're on top of the world, you're feeling amazing, sales are coming in, and you're feeling that adrenaline rush of everything just working in your favor. And literally the next day, or maybe just later that afternoon, it crashes and it's like nothing's working. You feel like a failure. You feel like totally frustrated, and you're even considering going back to your full-time job. Breathe. Don't go back to that job. I know that some days you're soaring high above the clouds, feeling invincible, and those other days where you're feeling like you're just falling at breakneck speed. I know. I've been there. I think we've all been there. And if you're an entrepreneur, like it's not like that ever ends. We face that from time to time or pretty regularly. Like all of your high income paid skills that you are learning as an entrepreneur, one of the most valuable skills you will be able to master is being able to go with that flow. When things are good, cool. When things are not good, still cool. I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years, and I won't sugarcoat it. It can take a toll on your mental health. It's too easy to burn out really quickly if you don't take your mental health into consideration and check in with yourself regularly. Because here's the thing. Over the years, I've found that integrating certain habits into my daily routine has really made an immense difference in my overall well-being, mental health, and really just my output into the world. So today I want to share my top 10 daily habits that have helped me support mental health while building my company, and I hope that these tips will help you on your journey.
You're listening to the Her Paper Route podcast, a show all about money and entrepreneurship with host Chelsea Clark. Chelsea is a marketing strategist and the founder of herpaperroute.com, a friendly and supportive hive for ambitious, passionate entrepreneurs like you to learn how to growth hack your idea into a profitable business. We encourage you to fearlessly tackle your wildest goals. We know that as your own boss, you can deliver your unique message and make more paper. You just need a plan. Here's your host, Chelsea Clark.
The hustle and bustle of being an entrepreneur can make you feel like you're living life in the fast lane. It can make you feel like you're going crazy, and sometimes you probably will actually be going crazy. We're so caught up in the day-to-day hustle a lot of the time, checking off our to-do lists and crossing out goals and overcoming mountains that we often forget about our mental health. A study suggests that a whopping 72% of entrepreneurs struggle with mental health issues. Now, that's compared to just 48% of non-entrepreneurs. So it makes you think that we, as entrepreneurs and creators, we really need to slow down. The good news is that these daily habits that I'm about to share with you really can help you keep your mental health in check while doing what you do best and doing what you love. These habits aren't just about taking care of you. They can actually help you transform your professional life too. Number one is to start the day right and have a morning routine. I cannot stress this enough. And if you've been on my TikTok, you've seen me talking about this before, but it really is so important just to start your day off right and be able to jump out of bed to look forward to doing something that is just for you. Personally, I begin every day with a very calm morning routine. You won't see me running off to the gym and like sweating and working out. That just doesn't work for me. I do like to go for walks and of course jog on my home treadmill, but first thing in the morning, going to the gym is not going to get me out of bed. So if that's you, I love that. Go do it. Have your early morning workout. But if you're thinking that that's not really your style either, that's cool because it's not mine either. I prefer to have a more calm morning routine where I get up and I spend a couple hours by myself or with my animals before everyone else in my family wakes up for the day. And it's really just so that I can have some alone time in tranquility. I'll drink a ton of water and I will sit down and I'll open up my gratitude journal and I'll write about everything that comes to mind that I'm grateful for in that moment. Then I'll spend about an hour just on creative writing. So this is all before I look at my phone, before I open my emails, before I do anything businessy. I just spend some time with creative writing. So this could be writing your blog post. This could be writing your newsletter. This could be doing something maybe for your sales page, improving the copy on it. Anything that just gets the creative juices flowing for you. Do it while you have this little bit of time early in the morning before your house opens up and becomes all crazy with kids or whatever you have going on. I also like to spend a few minutes in mindfulness meditation where I will just sit quietly, focus on my breathing, just being present, and literally just chilling out. It really does set the tone for the day, and it just will help you start your day off calm and centered. It doesn't matter what you do in your morning routine as long as it helps you feel grounded. And these are just a couple of things that works for me. And then the next thing I like to do is plan my day, not fine tooth comb, nitpicky planning, nothing intense like that. I mean, just taking 2 to 4 minutes, writing a couple bullet point notes, and I'll think about setting some intentions for the day. This is really important. If I just run into the day and I just start moving forward and I don't really have a plan for anything that I want to do, and it could be as small as putting in an order for some online groceries, or it could be as big as finalizing some details for an upcoming launch, I have to have it just noted down in a bullet point list in the morning, just so that I see that ahead of time so I know what to focus on throughout the day. This can really help you be focused as you go through your day. If you just take a couple minutes each morning to write down what you want to get done and really just prioritize it, trust me, this works wonders to combat that entrepreneurial anxiety that I think a lot of us may recognize, because at the end of the day, you'll get a boost of serotonin when you cross out what you accomplished, and don't worry about anything that you didn't complete. Simply carry it over to tomorrow's list, or if a task is simply not a priority that serves you, forget about it and move on, and allow yourself just to move past it. If it's not an important task, let it go. Number 3 is to make time for exercise. And I get it. As an entrepreneur, it feels like there's just never enough time. So how do you then create more time to work out or exercise or move? But carving out some time for a quick workout, whether it's a jog around the block, an at-home yoga session, or just stretching for a couple minutes, it really is crucial. Exercise releases those feel-good endorphins. I mean, we all know how exercise is good for our physical health, but it's also incredible for our mental health. You could aim for a high-intensity cardio exercise like running or swimming if you really want that extra kick. Personally, I like to just run around outside with my dog, my kid, or take a quick stroll on my treadmill while I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook, so I can habit stack and do a couple good habits at once. Number 4 is to make time for nature. Appreciating nature and relaxing in it is just as important as active exercise, I really do believe. In the warm months, I like to bring my laptop outside and do whatever work task that I have that day out in the sunshine, because vitamin D helps boost your mood intensely. Or if you just don't feel like doing any work that day, just lay outside and enjoy the sunshine. Earlier this year, I had a session with a psychic, and I was talking to her about different things that I was stressing about at the time, and I just wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and I was a little bit worried about finances. And we were talking with my grandma, who had passed away 20 years ago, and the psychic says that my grandma is suggesting that I start a garden. And in that moment, I was thinking Grandma, I don't want to go outside and get all dirty and see worms. And it's probably a lot of work to start a garden and keep it up and not let it die. I mean, it's hard enough keeping my houseplants alive. I told my mom about the session that I had, and my grandma is her mom, and she was like, oh, well, we could totally do that. And she came over and she helped build a garden plot and plant some seeds. And then within a few weeks, I had a whole bunch of vegetables, and I had all of this food that would have cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars to buy from a grocery store. And now I just have it outside. And as I was tending to it, I realized this is not much work at all. And this is actually really fun. And this is really good for my mental health. I feel way less stressed. Picking fresh food, bringing it in, making dinner using ingredients that I just grew in my garden, involving my son. We go out and we tend to the garden together. It's actually really fun, and it improved my mental health a lot. So I'm not saying everybody has to go and find a place to plant food or join a community garden. That's not going to be the right solution for everyone, but I didn't think it was going to be the right solution for me, and it really helped. Anytime that you can get outside and just listen to the birds chirping in the trees, that always puts my mind at ease. And if you don't have a yard or you don't live in a quiet nature setting, you can play the sound of birds on your phone and pretend. Literally, it signals to your brain the same thing. Number 5 is to eat right. I'm sure you know how important diet is for mental wellness, but really it is true. A well-balanced diet truly can make a difference. When I swapped junk food out and limited sugar in favor of more nutrient-dense options, I saw a notable improvement in my mood and energy levels. And honestly, I couldn't feel any better. Believe it or not, you really are what you eat. Nutrition plays a role in our mental well-being, and honestly, a well-fed body equals a well-fed mind. So as much as you can, embrace a balanced diet. Fruits, veggies, lean proteins, whole grains, all that good stuff. Here's my go-to list for healthier eating. I eat fresh, organic fruits and veggies every day. I eat lean proteins, which is for me tofu and beans because I don't eat meat. And I eat whole grains such as brown rice and quinoa. I actually eat like a quinoa bowl every day and I absolutely love it. I just smother it in hot sauce. And then lots of healthy fats like nuts, seeds, and avocados. It wasn't easy at first because I do have a sweet tooth, but I started practicing food swaps daily. For example, instead of buying unhealthy store-bought brownies, I just started making my own banana chocolate brownies at home from organic and low-fat ingredients, and it's honestly so much better. Number 6 is to take breaks. Remember that we are human beings and not human doings. It's okay to just slow down, step away from your desk and take breaks. Actually, it's more than okay. It is necessary. A 5-minute walk, a cup of tea, a few deep breaths. Those little breaks can really do wonders for your mental well-being. And you probably also need to sleep more. Here's your reminder. You need to sleep more. Because as an entrepreneur, we often sacrifice sleep for work. So trust me when I say that a well-rested brain is your best asset in business, in life, but in business. You'll be more alert, more focused, and less stressed. And you'll be able to take on everything. Just like I have a morning routine, I also have a night routine that really just signals to my body it's time to wind down, and I end up having a much better sleep. So when you go to my blog at herpaperroute.com and you look in the habits category, I have a whole section on what my night routine entails, as well as morning routine and all that other fun stuff. Number 7 is to limit your screen time, but especially ditch the screens before bedtime. The difference in sleep quality will be phenomenal for you. As someone like you who's constantly juggling emails, social media, countless online tools, I understand how tricky this can be to not have a screen in hand all the time. I understand how tricky this can be to stop yourself from looking at a screen, but establishing some boundaries like no screens after a particular time at night, it can really lead to better sleep and less anxiety. Number 8 is to practice gratitude. And I mentioned this really briefly in the first step about my morning routine, but this really is one of my personal favorites. Every day I take a moment to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, big or small. I mean, it's simple, right? But it has done wonders for my mental health. Practicing gratitude has helped me to focus on the positives rather than getting bogged down by the challenges. And anytime I do feel bogged down and stressed, I can look at this list of all of the things that make me smile and bring me joy, and that can instantly give my mood a boost. As a business owner, you know that there are no shortages of challenges out there. So go and get yourself a good journal or just scrap pieces of paper, whatever your style is, and just keep notes of everything that you appreciate in your life. Number 9 is to socialize and network. Relationships are super important. But becoming an entrepreneur often is very, very lonely. It certainly was for me. When I started my business, it was right when I had a newborn baby. So I was already stuck at home. I wasn't out doing anything for a good chunk of time, and I didn't see my friends as much anymore. And as I started to build my business, I noticed that my circle of friends was unintentionally becoming smaller and smaller. So it was really important to, one, make time for my best oldest friends, make time for them, but also to go out and meet other people who are entrepreneurs themselves, who are building businesses themselves, who are focused on leveling up in life and having similar goals as I had, and I'm sure as you have right now too. Don't forget to take time out for socializing. And by that, I don't just mean business networking. I really do mean to spend time with family, catch up with your best old friends, and make new ones. Because in the whirlwind of entrepreneurship, having someone great to talk to and see in real life is a great antidote to stress. It's too easy to lose touch, but the truth is that these relationships are the bedrock of emotional support. Cherish your family and friends, those people who are the right people for where you're at, the people who cheer you on, high vibrational people who you love, they love you, and together you want the best for one another. And on that note, cut ties with toxic friends, people who are low vibrational, people who bring you down. You just don't need that. Number 10 is personal time, because yes, your business is important, but remember, you are important too. Whether it's reading a book, painting, gardening, like I suggested, or simply sitting in silence, just make sure that you take some me time out each day. As entrepreneurs, we've all had those days where stress is just so high and it feels like your brain is on fire. But meditation really has helped me. I take a couple minutes out of my day and I just sit in silence. Sometimes I'll listen to a guided meditation and just focus on breathing. If you're new to meditation, just sit still, focus on your breath, and just letting your thoughts come and go. Even just 10 minutes a day can really do wonders. Another fantastic stress reliever is yoga. And you don't have to be like doing crazy tricks. Just a little bit of stretching each day is great. Prioritizing your physical health for mental wellness through exercise, sleep, and nutrition is definitely important, and it should be worked into your everyday routine. We're not just taking care of our bodies, but our minds too. These little habits go a long way in creating a balanced lifestyle that fuels both our personal well-being and professional success. And if you can get into some sort of mindfulness activity, breathing exercise, this can really help you stay grounded and manage stress throughout your busy day. After all, a calmer you is a more productive you. And by creating a supportive network of family and friends, mentors or peers, or even therapy, these are our people. These are the ones who help us ride the roller coaster of entrepreneurship with our mental health intact. It is crucial to support mental health for entrepreneurs, I truly believe, and I don't think I would have come as far as I have in my business if I hadn't taken my mental health into consideration and made it a priority. Building a company takes a lot out of you, but with a few daily rituals, even as simple ones as the ones I've suggested here, you can really give yourself that mental armor to protect yourself in battle. Thank you so much for listening to this episode today. I want to keep this conversation going. What's on your mind? How are you feeling right now? How are you dealing with all of the business and life stuff that you're carrying right now? We have a supportive community over at Her Paper Route, and we would love to hear from you. So jump on over to herpaperroute.com/join, and you will be welcomed into our supportive creator community.
Thanks for tuning in to the Her Paper Route podcast. We hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, please say so by leaving us a review, and be sure to share this episode with your friends. For more entrepreneurship resources and to connect with Chelsea, swing by herpaperroute.com. Now go make something.